At least 20 dead in El Paso shopping center shooting as authorities investigate Texas man and manife. Video by ABC. El Paso, a gunman, wielding an assault-style rifle killed at least 20 people and wounded 26 more Saturday at a busy Walmart and shopping mall not far from the Mexican border, authorities said, in the latest mass shooting to shatter a community and shake the country. The attack, just before 10 a.m. on a scorching Texas summer day, sent shoppers racing for cover in a chaotic but all too familiar scene of carnage that prompted a massive police and medical response. One official said the specific number of people killed and injured was subject to change, noting that some of the victims were in critical condition. It was not known. Two law enforcement officials familiar with the inquiry, who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss an ongoing investigation, identified the suspect as Patrick Cruzias, a 21-year-old man from a suburb near Dallas. He was taken and, as the shooting quickly became fodder on the presidential campaign trail, Democratic candidate Beto O'Rourke of Texas canceled events in Las Vegas to return home. Federal and local authorities were scrambling to identify a motive. One avenue of inquiry is a manifesto that includes remarks attacking immigrants and is sympathetic to a man charged with killing 51 people earlier this year at Christchurch in New Zealand, according to the two officials. Authorities believe, in a statement issued Saturday evening, Attorney General William P. Barr said that those who commit such atrocities should be held accountable swiftly and to the fullest extent the law allows. If investigators, the shooting in El Paso was the deadliest American mass shooting since November 2017, when a gunman killed 26 people in a church in Sutherland Springs, Texas. It comes just day. Slideshow by Photo Services. The scene of the most recent carnage, a Walmart and adjacent shopping center, is likely to become important symbolically in the debate over gun control. Walmart is one. Last year, the store announced that it was changing the minimum age required to buy a firearm or ammunition at Walmart from 18 to 21, in light of recent events, according to a statement released by the company. The decision came. The shock from this latest shooting extended to Ciudad Juarez, just south of the U.S. border. Government official, Mexican Foreign Minister Marcelo Ebrard, tweeted Saturday evening that 6 Mexicans had been wounded in the shooting in El Paso, including a 10-year-old girl. There were no immediate. The suspect in Saturday's shooting sounds very much like past shooters. Quiet, antisocial, and a bit strange, according to people who grew up with him in Plano, Texas. Cruzias attended school with his twin sister, Emily Cruzias. The school it is not clear how Cruzias got from the Dallas area to El Paso, a roughly 9-hour drive. City police said the shooting began about 10 a.m. local time and quickly warned that people should avoid the area of Hawkins and Gateway East Boulevards. The department said the shooting apparently began outside the Walmart. Vanessa Sands, a 37-year-old El Paso resident, was turning into the Walmart parking lot, with her mother and son, to buy the family's weekly groceries when she heard a few pops that sounded like fireworks. She looked over and saw a man who seemed to be dancing in the air, and then she noticed a woman sprinting. Sands realized that the man had been shot and that these were no fireworks. My mom yelled, "Just go. Speed and just." She also caught a glimpse of the shooter, who she said was wearing dark cargo pants, a black t-shirt, and some sort of earmuffs. He was around 5. He was just shooting randomly, Sands said, and then he walked into the store and she lost sight of him. Inside the Walmart, shoppers and employees raced to exit the store or even hide in shelves. Witnesses said Alexandra Hinojosa and Robert Moore reported from El Paso. Devlin Barrett, read more.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.